Hey pre-K, welcome to my comfy couch again. I got my book buddies. We're ready to read. Guys, I have that wonderful book that I love to read from again, those read aloud Bible stories. And in here is a story about Zacchaeus. Now, one thing I want you to know about Zacchaeus, we're going to read about Zacchaeus today, but I want you to know that he was a man who did not make good choices. And he was a man who would collect money from people. He was a tax collector. He would go collect the tax money and say, you need to pay me your tax money. But he would lie to them. He would lie to them and tell them that they needed to give him more money so that he would keep some. He would keep the money and steal from them. That's stealing and lying to them. And so when people knew about that, they did not like Zacchaeus. They said, what? I cannot believe that this man would steal my money and keep it for himself. And poor Zacchaeus, he was not making good choices, and he was not making good friends. And if you want to make good friends, you have to be a good friend. And he was not being a good friend to those people. He was thinking about himself and what he could get, what he wanted, and not about others. And so you'll find out in this story, he does learn a good lesson, guys. All right, let's read the story. Zacchaeus was too little. He was short. He was too little to reach really high things. He was too little to see over big things. Sounds like me sometimes, guys. I understand that feeling. One day, Zacchaeus almost didn't get to see Jesus because he was too little. Now, Zacchaeus was not really this little, but the illustrator wanted to have some fun with the pictures. Isn't this funny? Look how short he is. He's like only up to their knee. That's so funny. He was not really that short. Jesus is coming down the street, somebody said. Let's go see Jesus. Let's go see him. Here comes Jesus down the street. Now, Zacchaeus, he wanted to see what Jesus looked like. So when the other people hurried outside, Zacchaeus hurried too. He wants to go see Jesus too. The little street was full of daddies and mommies and grandmas and grandpas and uncles and aunts and boys and girls and friends. They all were wanting to see Jesus. Look at all those people wanting to go see Jesus. Jesus had a way of drawing a crowd. Everybody wanted to hear what he had to say. Here he comes, a man shouted. Here comes Jesus now. I see him. I can see him. Oh, there he comes down the road. Jesus is coming. Well, first, Zacchaeus tried to see this way, and he tried to look that way, and he tried to see Jesus, but he's just too short. Again, he's not really this short, guys, but isn't the illustrator making some fun pictures? It cracks me up. There were too many people, and Zacchaeus was too little. He couldn't see Jesus at all. Oh, man. What should I do? Zacchaeus thought. I know. I'll run and climb the big tree. It was a sycamore tree. Then I can see Jesus. He's thinking. Do you see how there's those little bubbles? Those little bubbles means he's thinking that. Those little teeny tiny round bubbles. That means that's what he's thinking about. He's thinking about that big tree. Going over there and finding that tree. So to little Zacchaeus, he started to run. Go, Zacchaeus, go fast! And he came to the tree. Climb, Zacchaeus, climb fast! There he goes, climbing the tree. Come on, Zacchaeus, Jesus is coming. Now Zacchaeus was way up high, and he could see the mommies and daddies and grandmas and grandpas and uncles and aunts and boys and girls and all the friends. And then he also could see Jesus. Jesus stopped right at that big tree, and he looked up right at Zacchaeus, and he said, Zacchaeus, hurry, come down. I'm coming to your house. What? Well, little Zacchaeus did hurry. He went down that tree fast. And then happy Zacchaeus took Jesus home for dinner. And that's where this one ends. But I got to tell you the good news at the end of the story, guys. This story ends there. But the good news is, after that, Zacchaeus said to Jesus, he said, Jesus, I have made some bad choices. I was cheating and lying and stealing from people their money. And I'm so sorry. And Zacchaeus said, Jesus, I promise what I'm going to do. I feel so bad. I'm so sorry. I will pay everybody back all that money. I'll give them back their money, and I'll even give them extra. I'll even give them some extra money because I feel so bad. And he totally changed from someone who was thinking about himself to thinking about Jesus and others, and learning to, do you remember those verses that we've been talking about all year long? Our school verses have been, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. Well, Zacchaeus learned that lesson. He totally changed his heart so that he would care about Jesus and care about others. And I just love that story, guys. And I hope you did too. I'll see you in the next video.